Haha! Yes, MichelleRounds.com. Yes, I'm from the .com family. My name is Michelle Rounds. My surname is .com. Well, it's not really, but I'm the only one I know that's had a website for 20 years, the same domain name, MichelleRounds.com. I'm quite proud of that, actually. And which reminds me, when I was in Bangkok, we had a fantastic young pianist, and his name was Kom, Kom. He's Thai, because Bangkok is in Thailand. So we used to say, come on, Kom, you've got to go and get your domain name, com.com. I think he did it. I think he's doing photography as well. He was amazing. We had an Italian drummer, Massimo. It was a fantastic, fantastic lineup. Beautiful band. Lots of different members, different people would come and play different nights. Love you, Massimo. Love you, com.com. Anyway, that's where you can find out who I am, what I do, etc., etc. But today I want to talk about fish leather and fur. Fur I absolutely love. Now it seems that all the haute couture houses have decided that they're going to ban fur. Oh, we're not going to use fur. Oh, animal rights, blah, blah, blah. Well, you can ban fur for your production, but don't you dare put that on the streets. Don't anybody dare come up to me and say, take off the fur. Take something else off, that's what will happen. Why? Because I absolutely adore my furs. They are all vintage. I take great care of them. I wear them. I use them. They have been reused, repurposed, some of them repurposed. And this is possibly the greatest way to show respect for those animals that have passed away and are probably singing hymns with the angels in heaven, or something along those lines, depending on whatever it is that you like to believe. So whilst the animals are dead, the furs certainly are not. The furs are not dead. They are still being used. There is a lot of vintage fur in the world, and we should be buying it up, using it, and repurposing it. Banning new fur in the production of whatever it is that you're doing, you go ahead and do that. That's perfectly fine if that's what you want to do. But don't start putting that on the streets. I feel very strongly about this. I have a wonderful collection of fur. All of them are vintage except for one. Now that's another story, and I might talk about that another time. Yes, one. Nothing that I have is rabbit except for the trim on some of the gloves that I have. That's rabbit. I don't wear rabbit. And which reminds me, a dear friend of my sister's, I was wearing a fur coat in Sydney, and she came up and she said, she was a big animal rights activist, and she said, "Oh, Michelle, don't you feel sorry for all those little rabbits?" And I said, darling, in a horrified look, they were otters. Yes, I know, not very funny, but I love my otter coat. So I think what we need to do here is have some balance, also have some respect, a great amount of respect for the sacrifice that has gone into these vintage furs, old furs, anything that's over 40, 50 years old. Modern fur, I don't know exactly when you would say that started. I'm interested to see what people would say about that. What is modern fur? When does that start? Where has the industry changed? In what areas has the industry changed? Has it become more humane? Apparently not. Leather made from fish skin. So somebody in France, and you know that from my podcasts, I don't ever use names or anything when I'm reporting news. I simply talk about it. Someone in France has started to make fish skin leather. Now they're using salmon skin. So after you've had your sushi and your sashimi, the salmon skin gets washed carefully. it's colored and dried, and then it's colored again a number of times. And I guess there must be more processing going on. I'd be very interested to know exactly what processing he's using. And it comes out as a type of leather which apparently, according to the article that I was looking at, which I found on NHK, if anyone wants to have a look, so I will share my sources. Apparently, it can last for 10 years, which is not bad. Not bad. It looks a lot like snakeskin, very much like snakeskin, and I'm a huge fan of snakeskin. I have quite a few accessories in snakeskin, as in wallets and holders and things like that. And I've got shoes with snakeskin as well. I love it. I don't hear anyone screaming or championing for shapes for snakes, deer snakes, another animal that another species I love. I'm hoping that everything that's done with snakes is humane. I hope that because people just kill them because they're afraid of them. People just go, "Oh no, it's a snake." It's like, well, no, no. Is it a poisonous snake? Is it going to hurt you? There are questions to be asked before you just automatically start trying to kill a snake. But anyway, I hope that whatever happens in the snake skin industry, I hope that's humane. This salmon leather, interesting name. I don't know if leather is quite the correct name for it, but anyway, that's what they're calling it. This salmon leather is very much like snake skin, quite beautiful, and they're still doing quite a bit of research on it, but it's out. It's definitely out. You can find it. So I think that's quite interesting. Anyway, that's my little podcast for today. A few thoughts about snakeskin, which I love. A few thoughts about fish leather. I want to call it salmon leather. That's what comes to my mind, salmon leather. I think that's a lovely name. And of course, my feelings on fur. I'm interested in anyone else's thoughts, feelings about these things. I don't do an incredibly intellectual podcast, in case you haven't quite figured that out yet. But I do like to chat just about things that are and things that have been and what can be in the future. And I've also chatted a little bit about my surname.com, michellerounds.com. Do follow me. I'm going to sing a song about fur. Now, I haven't thought about this one, but I'll just see what comes out. I love my fur. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I respect what has gone into the creation of it. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I love leather and skins of animals, but I don't care for violence, cruelty, or anything that hurts another being. I love my fur. Thank you for listening, and I'm sending lots and lots of love from michellerounds.com.